Welcome to your third mugshots lesson. So, in previous lessons, we learned about various ways to use the comma. Well, guess what? We're not done learning about commas because today you're going to learn yet another rule about comma usage. And this one is one that confuses a lot of people, but there's an easy trick to get it right. So, comma rule number 5. Use a comma to separate coordinate adjectives. Coordinate adjectives are two or more adjectives that modify a noun in the same way. So anytime you have two or more adjectives that modify a noun in the same way, you need to put a comma between them. If that sounds confusing, it's okay, because there's actually a much easier trick to get this down that you might want to use. There's a two-part test to see if you have coordinate adjectives. First, can you replace a comma between them with the word and? Second, can you change the order of the adjectives, so switch their order and keep the same meaning? If you can do both of these things, then you have coordinate adjectives and you need to put a comma between them. Let's try out this test for ourselves. In the attic, we found old, thin paper cutouts we used to play with when we were children. The adjectives we have in this sentence are old and thin. Let's put them to the test. Part 1. If we say old and thin paper cutouts, does that make sense? Yeah, it does. So let's do part number 2. Can we say thin and old paper cutouts? Yep, that makes sense too. So we need a comma between old and thin. So here's our second example. The poster depicted a brown-haired, blue-eyed child wearing a red denim shirt. We have two pairs of adjectives to look at in this sentence. The first one is brown-haired and blue-eyed, which describe child. If we say brown-haired and blue-eyed child, does that make sense? Yeah. If we switch the order and say blue-eyed and brown-haired child, does that make sense? Yes. So that means we have coordinate adjectives, and we have to put a comma between them. The next set of adjectives that we have in this sentence are red and denim to describe shirt. So let's put them to the test. Part 1, can we say red and denim shirt? No, not really. I mean, maybe, but it sounds kind of weird. Let's try part 2 just in case. Can we switch the order and say denim red shirt? Nah. The reason is because red is kind of already describing denim, which is describing shirt. So they're not describing shirt in the same way. They're not coordinate adjectives, so we do not put a comma between them. And here is our third example. For breakfast, we ate 2 oversized blueberry muffins. So here, our adjectives describing blueberry muffins are 2, because numbers can sometimes be adjectives, and oversized. Let's put these to the test. Can we put and between them? Can we say 2 and oversized blueberry muffins? Absolutely not. That doesn't make any sense. So we don't even have to do part 2 of the test. We know these aren't coordinate adjectives, and we do not have to put a comma between them. Here is your sentence exercise for this lesson. Remember that sentence exercises are cumulative, so it's possible that other rules that you've learned in previous lessons might show up in this sentence exercise. Elizabeth Blackwell, who was a determined, courageous believer in women's rights, overcame a lot of obstacles to become the first woman doctor in America. Okay, so this sentence has 6 mistakes. Go ahead, write it down in your notebook, try to find all 6 mistakes, and then tomorrow your teacher will go over the corrections with you in class. Good luck. Psych! We're not finished. You thought we were, but we're not. We still have more to cover. It's very possible that you tried to find all 6 mistakes in that sentence, and you didn't. There's probably one that you missed, and that is the Alot. This is very important. It doesn't have anything to do with commas, but it's a common mistake that I see even adults making all the time. Don't use Alot. That's a lot, is one word. It's not a word. Now, I think my favorite explanation of why not to use Alot comes from Allie Brosh's webcomic Hyperbole and a Half. What she says is there's one grammatical mistake I particularly enjoy encountering. It has become fun for me to come across people who take the phrase Alot and condense it down into one word, because when someone says Alot, this is what I imagine. Look, an Alot is a furry, mythical creature. When you say I care about this Alot, this is what I'm going to picture. I'm going to picture you hugging this furry, mythical creature. Alot is not a word. Alot is 2 words. Make sure that you remember it.